Good morning, everyone. SLCA family. Hey, this is the third installment of our relationship tip series where I am taking some of my favorite resources that I posted for you on our blog right there on our website and giving you highlights from books and resources that I've provided for you. So today it is the Conscious Loving, The Journey of Co-Commitment by Gay Hendricks. Man, this book saved me from myself, from my codependency patterns and broken relationships and the cycles that I was going through. And it taught me the basic principles of what co-commitment was, what I really wanted, and how to get it. I am so grateful for this book. I've used it over and over again. It's a classic in the realm of relationship building. Conscious Loving, The Journey of Co-Commitment by Gay Hendricks. You can get a link for it on our blog, on our website. And there are 7 steps in there for what a co-commitment really looks like. And the first one is that I commit myself to being fully present and clearing up anything that stands in the way of that. I love that. I love that commitment, right? I wake up with that thought on my mind most days, right? How can I commit today to showing up fully? I've got a lot on my mind. I've got a lot of things going on, but how can I show up fully and clear anything that would stop me from showing up fully to my partner, to my work, to my children, to all the places where I have relationships? You can learn this and the rest of the 7 steps for co-commitment, all in Conscious Loving. The link for it is on our blog. Check out that and all the other resources based in our relationship series. Thanks so much and have a great Sunday morning. Peace and blessings.
Good morning, SLCA. Good to see you again. There is a space in my heart where I find the truth. I find me and you, a truth beyond what you may see now. But when we are one, we bring more good about. No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, yeah. There is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. And be who you are and let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. See when the wise allow and unfold, embrace and let go, trust the flow. There's a freedom in love when you follow your heart. Together we are stronger than we could ever be apart. No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, yeah. There is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. And be who you are and let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. And breathe in and out. Slowly feel all that's around you, and all that you feel, and all that you know. Let it go. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. And be who you are, let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. Yeah, when we unite. Oh, oh, oh. When we unite. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, when we unite. Oh, yeah. Can you sing this with me? You are welcome, welcome here. Love is welcome here. Peace is welcome here. You are welcome. Now take it to the chorus. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. Be who you are and let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. Yeah, yeah. Oh, when we unite. Oh, yeah. Last time you were welcome here. Come on. You are welcome here. Love is welcome here. And peace is welcome here. You are welcome here. Thank you, everybody. Great job.
Thank you so much, John. I love the way you sing your song. Good morning. Welcome, everyone. My name is Janet Riley. My pronouns are she, her, and I proudly serve as a licensed practitioner here at the Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta. We are a center that educates and engages the seeker on their spiritual path. As a member of the global movement, Centers for Spiritual Living, our mission is to provide spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence, and our vision is a world that works for everyone. Whether it is your first time, you're watching from home, or you're a member here, SLCA is where you belong, and we are very grateful for your presence here this morning. For more information about today's service and ways to connect during the week, please take a moment to scan the QR code found either on the back of the seat in front of you or the one displayed on your monitor. Now is the time we recognize our SLCA youth, both attending in person today and watching online. As Nelson Mandela said, the youth of today are the leaders of tomorrow. Please join me in affirming the youth affirmation that appears on your screen. We see you and hear you. We bless and love you. We thank Spirit for you. You belong, and so it is.
Ellen's over here making me blush. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jean Bell, and my pronouns are she and her, and I serve as a licensed minister here at the Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta. Welcome to all of you, and welcome to everyone viewing on Facebook and YouTube Live. It's going to be a great service today. I am so happy to see that John Springer is here. And John, it's always good to see you, especially when you sing my beloved song. It's my song, by the way. All right, I'm going to read through the morning affirmation, and then I'm going to invite all of you to say it with me. Are you ready to listen? All right. My only responsibility is to know, be aware, and to understand that Spirit is all around, through, and shows up as all creation. It is the divine I am within all things. All right, I want you to join me. Oh, I see our children. Hi, let's just wave at them. We already said our affirmations to you. We love you so much. Mwah. All right, bye-bye. Have fun. All right, together. Let's say this together like we mean it, because we do. My only responsibility is to know, be aware, and to understand that Spirit is all around, through, and shows up as all creation. It is the divine I am within all things, and so it is. All right.
Fortunately, I get to invite you to sing this with me. Goes very well with the affirmation we just sang. It's about recognizing God the good everywhere present.
And the whole wide world is gonna say yes when they notice you. And the whole wide world is gonna say yes when they know the truth. And the whole wide world is gonna say yes when they notice you. And the whole wide world is gonna say yes when they know the truth. I say yes.
If you can sing that with me.
I say yes.
It's call and response.
I say yes.
Your turn.
I say yes, yes, yes.
Let's try it again.
I say yes.
Your turn. There you go.
I say yes.
There you go.
I say yes. say yes, yes, yes.
You got it.
And the whole wide world is gonna say yes, yeah, when they know it's you. And the whole wide world is gonna say yes when they know the truth. And the whole wide world is gonna say yes when they notice you. And the whole wide world is gonna say yes when they know the truth. I say yes, 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 I say yes.
There you go.
I say yes, yes, yes. I say yes, I say yes, I say yes, I say yes, yes. And the whole wide world is gonna say yes, yeah, when they know it's you. And the whole wide world is gonna say yes, oh, when they know the truth. Yes, the whole wide world is gonna say yes when they know it's you. The whole wide world is gonna say yes when they know the truth. I say yes, I say yes, I say yes, I say yes, 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 I say yes, I say yes, I say yes, I say yes, yes, yes. Oh.
Thank you so much for that. I got so caught up in it, I forgot I was supposed to come back up here. Thank you. It was lovely. This is the time in our service when we do spiritual mind treatment, also called affirmative prayer. I have the privilege of sharing that with you today, and I will do it in first person and ask that you take whatever resonates with you and leave the rest. I like to do this with my eyes closed. If that feels good for you, do that. Just be comfortable in your chair. Know that you are supported. And as you breathe, focus on the knowledge that you don't have to force that breath. I know this is God breathing as me. I know that as my eyes are closed, I go in, because that is where I can shut out the noise, the appearance of things that may not be in alignment with the truth of my knowing who and what I am. This is where I can open my heart and align my mind with the one mind, capital M, the one infinite intelligence out of which all is created and forever unfolding. I have access to all the wisdom that exists anywhere, everywhere, all the time. Knowing this, I feel such peace. Peace floods my human mind, and my body responds with relaxation. I feel every cell of this body responding to the truth out of which it is created. It is eternal. and I live in joy and peace. My relationships are harmonious. And I can live in curiosity, knowing that whatever comes before me is an opportunity, no matter how it appears. It is an opportunity for me to choose. And usually those choices come down to fear or curiosity. I choose to be curious about the events in this world, about the people who cross my path, because I choose to see all there is God. All there is good. I know it is my responsibility to choose to see that, no matter how it shows up. I am so grateful that I have this awareness, that I have had the opportunities throughout my life to grow, to be in the presence of wonderful teachers. I am grateful for all of it. It is all good. It is all God, all the time. This is the truth for me, and it is the truth for every sentient being. And it is with this immense gratitude I release this treatment into universal law, knowing it is already done. And if you would like to join me in this release, we say, and so it is.
So good morning, SLCA. Good to be with you again, getting to share music and message this morning. And the message was entitled, and I say was, you might understand why in a second. The message was entitled, Nature, God is All Around. Now, when I tuned in, the way I like to tune in, the very first thing I heard is, nature is not God. Now, that doesn't resonate that well with the title, does it? I was like, okay, please elaborate. So, when we think about nature, nature is the creation of God, just as the form in all form is the creation of God. However, the creation of God is not God, but its essence is God. Because form can be destroyed, changed, etc. God is changeless. God is actually formless because God is the no thing at the essence of what we are. So I begin to tune into this and be like, oh, now I get it. It's kind of tricky though, right? Because God is everywhere present. But the challenge becomes when we begin to believe that the form is real. Then what happens? We have to protect God because we've put in wrong order or through misperception, misordered the nature of God, our true nature. Our true nature is eternal, harmless, cannot be harmed, cannot be destroyed. However, the body, form, etc. can. Therefore, is the body God? Is form God? Without question, it is not. Is nature God? No. However, it is the illusion that God has created as an extension of itself. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Now, how is that? I won't even act like I understand that, but that's what I receive. We are extensions of God, in God, as God, in part and in whole. Don't ask me what that means. I'm not even going to try to figure it out. I'm not quite sure yet, but I'm experiencing it and expanding into that truth that I am an extension of God. I am one with the divine, one with you. Now, nature, as this wonderful expression of God, is also an extension of us because we are extensions of God. And it has a consciousness. Just as you are walking around with your individuated point of awareness in this wide, infinite band of consciousness, operating as this person, right? Nature is the same. It has its own consciousness. What I've been doing the last couple of years and been blessed, last time I was here, actually, I shared a little bit of it with you, so I'm going to elaborate. Been blessed to experience practicing, communing, and embodying the elements of nature. Now, a lot of people who have heard the label shaman may be familiar with that type of practice, right? Or mystics even. But when it comes to the elements, fire, air, earth, and water, and of course, the ethers, these four elements are actually powerful sources or resources that we can actually use not only in this dimension, but also at the essence level. We can actually tune in and embody these wonderful elemental consciousness, if you will, and learn lessons for them. So I'm going to share a few lessons I've learned over the last 2 years, just working with nature in this way. So let's start with fire. Fire is passionate, right? We use fire in the practical world in many ways. Everything from combustion engines to heating our homes to cooking our food, you name it. But we also receive that natural source of energy, fire from the sun. Helps grow our food, so many things. Helps heat the planet, you name it. When thinking about embodying fire and the lessons we can learn from fire, what comes up for you when you think about that? It's interesting how fire can be useful and it can be powerfully destructive, right? When let loose and uncontrolled, it can take over everything. It can burn a house down, burn a forest down, etc. It has this energy that, when unleashed, can do so many things. I think of it sort of like passion, zeal, this wonderful energy that, when not harnessed, can become a almost psychosis, if you will, right? We may even see it in our society when it comes to politics, when it comes to all the controversial things that happen, and this passion just takes fire, and suddenly it's like a bonfire out of control, right? It takes awareness in our connection to that wonderful essence of who we are that allows us to commune with that passion, commune with those elements in helpful ways. It's unhelpful when we lose connection with the essence itself and it begins to go out of control. So, what I've come to learn in embodying that element of fire is, if I can tune in and clarify what's mine to be passionate about and what's mine to release, I can direct that energy and make it useful in my own life. When it comes to my dreams, my passions, and the visions I've received, I can direct that energy, that combustion, if you will, and use it in effective ways when I'm tuning into that divine intelligence. When I'm not, next thing you know, I'm zigzagging, I'm distracted, I'm passionate about this, passionate about that. And I'm looking at the end of the day, it's like, wow, I didn't get a lot done, did I? Right? You ever experienced that? Get excited about something. Oh, this comes up. I've noticed the ego likes to do that. The ego will use that energy and that passion and that fire and find problems everywhere and want to put out a fire here and there and everywhere, right? And I've spent 80% of my day doing that, and I'm like, what happened? But if I can be present, if I can take the time, in fact, my practice
now, refined over the last 2 years, is to take the time in the morning to ask what's mine to do, and I go through these steps to prioritize. Doesn't mean things don't come up, but I can tune in and use that fire and direct it the right way. And I stay step by step listening. So that's the fire element. Let's talk about the air element. Now, in the Bible, the Old Testament and the New, there's two different words that we actually translate the word the Holy Spirit. You may be familiar with. You may remember Ruka and Ruach. Those two words both mean breath of life, wind, air. It's really the essence of life, right? When we think about our ability to sustain life, the breath. As soon as we stop breathing, that element goes away. Guess how long you got left? Not a lot of time. So, being sustained by that breath, but also, it's also the teacher. It's also where the still small voice lies. That wonderful essence of life, essence of God. When we can tune into it, we can actually bring through the meaning and the knowing that is in alignment with the mind of God, right? In alignment with the highest consciousness, let's call it that instead. Because there's levels of consciousness. There's levels to this, as they say. Levels of consciousness. The higher consciousness sees it all integrated, sees it all as whole, whereas the lower levels of consciousness sees it as separate, right? So we get to play in those higher levels when we tune into that element of air, the chakras here, right? And begin to open up that communication with the divine. When we harness that, it fuels our direction. It gives us the meaning to actually move towards and align with. Case in point, have you ever been in a situation where someone reacts a certain way and it triggers you, and then you catch yourself and realize, what am I making this mean? Right? What am I making this mean? You may be taking it personal. You may be feeling like they're in the wrong, judging. Whatever the case, what helps us get out of that is actually aligning the source of who we are and opening up to that ruka. That ruka brings through the knowing from the higher level that tells us, expand your awareness. Look at this pattern you're choosing in thought. Now, see a new thought. This new thought is whatever it is in that moment. Whatever it is you need to know to correct your misperception. That's what comes through. And that is the Holy Spirit, the ruka, that connection to the mind of the I am, bringing through that higher level of consciousness. So through our embodiment of air that is everywhere, we can sustain ourselves by simply surrendering, cultivating a practice and that wonderful ability to tune in and listen in any moment. It is possible, I know, because I do it now. There was a time I begged for it and thought I had to pray hard and ask for it, and then I learned, it's about mastering my own attention and focus. It's about using my own will and cultivating my own will and learning how to choose to listen. And each of us have that ability. It's just a practice. You've got to find what works for you to allow you to do it, right? So once we've done that and we've tapped into that wonderful element of air, we can begin to communicate from a higher level of consciousness in our own lives. The level that knows we are not separate from our good, and then we begin to speak in alignment with that instead of walking around speaking in separation. Case in point, finances. I actually yesterday just recall hearing a woman walking by on the phone coming to the grocery store. It was saying something along the lines of, you do this all the time. And I tell you over and over, I don't have no money. And I'm thinking to myself, she's going to the grocery store. I wonder what she's going to do when she gets in. Because she don't have no money. It's like, how's she going? Okay, never mind. But what it helped me understand is
Often she's my consciousness. She's not a reflection of something separate from me. She is my consciousness. Often we choose these things and speak these things that disempower instead of empower. And they're not really in alignment with who we really are. And when we do that, we not only speak it, we think it, speak it, the quality of our thoughts, and what we speak creates the quality or informs the quality of our experience. So even if we got money and we're about to go to the grocery store, in our consciousness, in our experience, we don't have no money, right? That's what we think, that's what we speak, that creates our experience. So instead, we tune into that ruach, breath of life, the air, the wind, the still small voice, and we allow that to correct our misperception. As the Course in Miracles teaches, the Holy Spirit is for correction of our misperception so we can begin to see and speak correctly. That we are not separated from any of our good. Now, let's talk about earth. I couldn't help but think each of these elements, as you probably recognize, without them, we'd be not having a good time in the world of form. It'd be short-lived, in fact. Think about it. No fire, no sun, we'd be stiff, frozen, and gone, right? No, in space, in fact, I think that's how it works. If you've seen the movies and they're accurate, I'm not sure. But when you get out into space and you get out of the suit, you freeze instantly. Anybody seen that? It's just me? Okay, good. Y'all seen it too. So that might be accurate. I'm not sure. But it's fascinating to me. Without the sun, not only would our comfort be different, but the plants, the life that sustains us wouldn't grow. So many things. Without the air, we wouldn't breathe. Wouldn't be here long, right? Without the earth, game over. We're just floating out in space. It's what gives us ground. It's what gives us structure. It's what gives us this support that we can have this experience. But it also nurtures us. It's where we get our food. In fact, every material except like the asteroids that we make things out of comes from the earth. It's just fascinating. It is literally where we experience, create, and do everything. It provides everything, even our bodies. It's actually the earth, as you know, the materials that come and feed us and help us grow, our bodies are composed of and then return to. It's just fascinating how important the earth is. It is also a nurturer, and it has its own consciousness. And as we tune into it, we can learn how to be like it. How so? The earth isn't really concerned about what the tree looks like. It sustains it, supports it. It's not really judging it, right? It's providing. It's meeting everything where it is. So many lessons I've learned from the earth that has opened my heart and taught me to nurture more. Taught me to serve. The earth serves life in powerful ways. And when we learn to embody that, it can really shift, or at least in my case, I say it really shifted my perspective. Still learning, but I invite you to commune with that. Commune with the earth. We love nature. We love what it can offer. And there is this wonderful bandwidth of consciousness that allows us to begin to learn how to embody and be in sync with nature. Be in sync with the earth. Be in sync with fire, air. And then there is, of course, water. Oh, water. Lessons I have learned. So water, one of the most recent lessons, when you ever look at water, you see it coming in and out. You see it moving with the tides, following the lunar cycle, right? Doing its thing. And what's fascinating is it has this beautiful flow that follows whatever the form presents. And it knows how to meet the form wherever it is, however it looks, whatever shape it takes, right? Beautiful recording with Bruce Lee. If you've ever heard that, be water, my friend, be water. I've taken that on literally over the last few years, and it's taught me not to expect others to be what I think they need to be, but to meet them and love and support them where they are. To use my awareness to see them as the perfection they are, not to mold and change. Now, granted, water cleanses, right? Just as our consciousness of seeing perfection can support and cleanse our own misperception. Another wonderful gift water has taught me is how to receive. Water's beautiful when it comes to putting something in it. Just receives. Of course, if you do it forcefully, it splashes a little bit, but it's going to eventually go in, right? What I've learned from embodying that water element is there are often things we have to release in order to receive more fully. Case in point, we were just blessed by part of our community while I was on tour in Virginia. They decided to show up. And I got a phone call from my dear friend Kate. She said, "Hey, John, we want to do a surprise for Kathy. We want to do a little makeover in the bedroom type thing." I'm like, okay, cool. Gave her the access code and everything. We get back. It's about like 10, 15 people. Well, can't even remember how many on our porch. A lot of people. We knew Kate was there, right? And a lot of people are on the porch. We roll up. We're like, "Hey, what are you guys doing here?" They say, "We have a surprise for you. Are you ready?" I'm like, uh-oh. This is more than just the room, I realized. Walked in. They took us on a tour of a makeover of our home. We got to the bedroom. There was nothing of ours originally left, except a sloth puppet. And I was doubled over saying, "Oh my God," looking at this incredible transformation. It's mind-boggling. It's on social media. You can check it out. But we were in tears. My wife and I were just crying. It was so much. People had put in so much. Weeks of their time renovating our bedroom and our home. So much love. Just paintings, new crown molding. I'm talking like stuff like, I'm just like, are you serious? This is unbelievable. So it was like being on one of those extreme makeover shows. What I felt in that moment was incredible, overwhelming gratitude. Like, I just, unbelievable. But the second thing that came later, it's like when light is so bright, the gratitude and the high frequency is so bright, it will expose any darkness. The darkness came up later. The darkness came up in the form of, it surprised me actually, guilt. I've been given so much, I feel guilty. I need to do something to give back to the people that gave to me. What can I do? This feeling of obligation, that I'm obligated to somehow do something, and I can't do enough to thank them. Now, these things came up, and thankfully my practices allowed me to go to meditation and find out what's the lesson here, because this doesn't feel like I am enough. This doesn't feel like all is well. Something's off here. This does not feel like alignment. What do I need to know? And I was able to recognize my obligation and only obligation is aligned love. And what I was dealing in was misperceived love. There is a difference in misperceived love and aligned love. Because aligned love knows to receive, you must focus on taking it in, not trying to push it back. You got to take it in. You've got to receive fully. Aligned love knows my only obligation was to receive and be in gratitude, genuine gratitude, just like I was in that first moment. Like, oh my God, thank you. Right? Water receives, knows how to receive. It teaches us beautifully how to receive, how to respond, how to meet people where they're at. When we can use all these elements, not only in the practical world, they sustain life already, but we can begin to tap into the consciousness that they bring. All we're doing is integrating more of who we are. We operate on the individuated level, point of awareness, on this wide spectrum of our consciousness. And as we expand our awareness, that individuation begins to connect the dots, begins to expand into more of our consciousness. And now we can access more of our God-given intelligence in the form of the elements, nature, in the form of you and I. It doesn't matter. There are no limitations to what we are able to do, what we're able to access. One of the reasons I love doing we got one-on-one sessions after this. I am booked, by the way. Just, I believe the last one's with you, right? So I love doing that because what I'm able to do is ask Source, what is Source seeking to bring through? And I just open up. And the things that come through amaze me. It's taught me there is no separation. Time, space, consciousness, it doesn't matter. We are able to access intelligence that is our birthright. Intelligence that allows us to bring through aligned love. And that's the most important relationship. Our only obligation to anyone and to ourselves is to be that example of limitless love and light that we are through our alignment. That's our only obligation. I think the New Testament says there's a verse that talks about let your only obligation or debt be love. Is that not right? I wish I had looked up the verse before this. Long story short, the invitation is to remember our only obligation in life is aligned love. And we have access to a greater consciousness that we can integrate and bring back into harmony through simply aligning, expanding our awareness, and letting it be so. As we come into alignment with fire, air, earth, water, tuning into the ethers and the essence itself, allowing it to guide our steps, we experience so much more of who we are. God the good, everywhere present. So it is. Amen. Thank you. Hey, I'm back. So, our only obligation. That's what this song's about.
When your soul feels the passion, rises up in the magic, and when your joy overflows and you're filled with compassion, that's love. That's love. What you see and what you learn, it's not the ultimate concern. It's what you choose to think and be. I feel the truth that sets you free. That's love. Yeah, yeah. That's love. Allow it to flow. Go ahead and get out the way. Let your night turn into day. Allow love to take control. It's about what moves your soul, yeah, yeah. What moves your soul, all right. That's love, yeah. That's love. When you offer forgiveness and let go of resistance, when you seek to understand and you lend a helping hand, oh, yes, that's love. All right, allow it to flow. Go ahead and get out the way. Let your night turn into day. Allow love to take control. It's about what moves your soul, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, what moves your soul? All right, come on, that's love, yeah, yeah. That's love. Oh, no, no. It's the reason for living, yeah, yeah. It's why you deserve it all. No, it's receiving and it's giving. Listen now. Can you hear the call that's in love? All right, that's love. Hey, yeah, that's love. All right, allow it to flow. I am love. Here I am.
Oh, thank you so much for that. I think that was probably the first song I ever heard you sing. And I'd forgotten about it. So, oh boy, thank you again. And also for your wonderful message. I'm sure I'm the only one in this room or watching from home that heard some things they really needed to hear. Right. It is time to acknowledge our first-time visitors. If this is your first time at SLCA, we invite you to stand so we may welcome you. Our ushers are handing you a gift just for you, and we ask that you join a welcome ambassador for fellowship in the lobby following service. Thank you for choosing the Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta as part of your celebration today. As we enter our time of grateful giving, we want to thank each of you that faithfully gives to SLCA. It is because of your contributions that we can continue to spread our message of oneness. If you were inspired by this message today, please consider becoming a recurring pledger or give what is on your heart today. You may conveniently text your gift to 404-800-9467. You may also give with a credit card on our website or by using our digital program with the QR code displayed on the screen. If you wish to give by cash or check, our ushers will be coming through the aisle shortly to receive your contribution. Now I ask you, as you hold your pledge card or your gift to your heart, please join me in saying our grateful giving affirmation. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. Thank you. Our announcements with Ms. Mally Lapete. Thank you.
Oh, I think I'm a little taller than Janet. Hello, all you groovy people. I'm Mally Lapete. I identify as her, she, which is a chocolate bar. And I gladly serve. I've been wanting to use that. I gladly serve on the creative arts team. I'm excited to tell you about ways to connect, grow, serve, and give at our center. For more information about today's announcements, take a moment to scan the QR code on the back of the chair in front of you or in our lobby. Is it on the screen? Yeah, it's on the screen too. Remember, as always, to check our weekly email letter that comes out on Mondays now to see how you can connect with SLCA during the week. If you're not currently receiving the newsletter, you're not in the know, and you'd like to, so speak to one of us. There's also a sign-up board in the front of the lobby. There are still spots available for John Singer during the week. Today he is booked, so if you want a one-on-one session with him during the week, speak with one of our staff, or maybe even John. Have you or someone you know experienced grief at some point in your life? Yes. Your answer is yes. Then the Trauma-Informed Care Workshop is for you. The workshop's free, and it will assist you with building caring connections while understanding how to interact with others and be supportive of those who are or have experienced grief. This is an in-person training, but those outside of Atlanta will have the opportunity to connect via Zoom. Spaces are limited because of the nature of the workshop. So register on Breeze today. When you register, you can select July 30th or August 6th. Remember, spaces are limited. What else? Join us for service on July 31st from 12:30 to 2 p.m. Eastern Time for a special workshop titled Soul Gym, Work Out Your Relationship with God, with our guest minister, Reverend Darrell Jones. A light snack will be provided. This opportunity will be in person and via Zoom. Please register to reserve your spot. Reverend David and the staff would like to invite you to connect with them for a time of fellowship each Tuesday in August, right here at SLCA, from 12 to 2 and from 4 to 6, where the staff will be offering an opportunity to engage in conversation regarding our very own SLCA Pulitzer Prize winner, Jericho Brown's book, The Tradition. Books will be available to those who join the staff on Tuesdays. Register on Breeze if you plan to attend. We'd like to thank our loyal pledgers and each of you that faithfully gives to SLCA. Thank you. To find ways to connect, grow, serve, and give, visit our digital program or our information wall in the lobby after service. Will our practitioners please stand or make yourself known in the online chat at this time to be recognized? Thank you, lovely. We welcome each of you in need of prayer to remain in the room or reach out to a practitioner online for one-on-one prayer with a licensed practitioner. In-person practitioners will be available on both sides of the sanctuary after the service. This concludes our service for today. Thank you for joining us. Y'all have a great week. Hang around and socialize.